We're going to do something a little bit different this week for our shipping video because Andreas, he's off sunning himself on a beach in Spain. So while he's off on holidays, we didn't have anybody to edit this week's shipping video, so we're going to postpone that one. But what we're putting in this week instead is a look back at a wonderful video that we made with Davy K during our music tour. Davy, we asked him to do a clinic on looping. So looping on the Virtuo, and so Davy uses a Virtuo a lot of the time when he's out doing his gigs, and looping is a big part of his solo gigs. So, so we asked him to do a deep dive on that. So this is a fantastic video with Davy's insights into how he sets up his rig, how he uses the Virtuo to its very best. So hope you'll enjoy that, and we'll be back again next week, business as usual. Thanks.
All right, guys. I'm going to show you a wee bit of loop and explain what I'm doing here. Does any of you guys loop already? Do you any of you try it? A little bit? Well, I'll explain what I do and how I use it, okay, so hopefully it'll be of use to you. So we'll just go over the way I'm set up. First of all, I'm obviously I'm going through this speaker as this is my amplifier for the evening. I have my looper here, which is a Boss RC30. It's an old Boss looper that I've had for years, and there's so many variations of loopers, but I'm very used to this one. It's like an old friend, so I just know where everything is. So I'm going into this pod. It's a line 6 pod. Basically, this is my amplifier. Saves me bringing an amplifier. I go through this here. I have a couple of pedals coming out of that through an effects loop, and I'll explain what they are as well. So I'm coming straight into that and into the looper. The looper's the last pedal on the chain, if you understand, because I wanted to have to put it in front, and if I put distortion on them, then the loop's going to be distorted. So really this is just, it picks up the end of the signal, all right? And the Virtuo here, I'm sure you know the ins and outs of the Virtuo, the acoustic setting and the electric setting. So I'm going to start off with the acoustic setting, which is back here. And the way I would use the looper, for example, if I was going to do a song, there's a few ways that I use a looper. If I'm out playing in a bar and it's a pretty lively bar and they're looking to dance and and they haven't got time to sit and do a full loop, I'll put a drum beat in or something just to play over, just something like. So we'll put that. It's just to keep me right, really, more. So I'll loop that first. So that's the loop on, and I can clear it again, but I'm going to show you now how you come in the loop. Basically, I tell everybody if you can count to 4, you can loop, okay? So you're going. You hit the loop on the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's looped. And that leaves it now that if the people's out dancing, I can just go. And it gives me that little beat just to. Or I might put a bass drum in as well. So that's one way I use it, okay? And you can sing a song, That's okay when they're out dancing and they're all looking to party and you're under pressure to keep the songs going. So then other songs I might do something like, for example, Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison Blues. I'm sure you know that song. So what I'll do with this song, the song's in A. So what I do, first of all, I'll put the key off on 1 and play in G. And I'll loop as I'm singing. So this is where it gets complicated. So always clear your last loop, because if you don't, it makes you look really, really foolish. So okay. So I'm going to do Folsom Prison Blues. I'll do a couple of verses and I'll show you how I build it up. I'll tell you what I'm doing as I'm going along, all right? So the first thing I do, I'm going to play the rhythm and I'll sing it in so you know where I'm at, all right? So as soon as I start singing, I'm going to loop. I hear the train a-coming, it's rolling around. bed. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I've been stuck in Folsom Prison, still living, and time keeps dragging on. That train keeps it rolling on down the sand and tone. Still living. Now when I was just a baby, Mom, she's still playing, okay? I'll take my cap off, and you'll see why in a minute. So I'm an A, okay? I'll put the drums in as I'm singing. Takes a while. They freed me from the prison drums. Railroad train was mine. Better move it on just a little bit further down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I long to be. Train keeps rolling, and that's what tortures me. So the drums should be on there with the rhythm, okay? So you've got your rhythm and you've got your drums on. I'm still singing, by the way. I'm just breaking it up so I can show you what I'm doing. I have an octave pedal now on the board. Put the bass in as I'm singing. Baby, Mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't you play around with guns. But I shot a man to read him, just to watch him die. They freed me from the prison, I'll hang my head and not cry. So you should have the whole band now. So there's your band now. You can do whatever you want with the top of that. You can do a wee lead solo then, whatever you want. That's the way the looper goes. So basically, what I was doing there, when I'm doing that live, I'll do that as I'm singing the song. I'm just breaking it down to show you guys now. So that's one way I would use it. I'm just trying to think what other ways, possible ways that you can use it. Yeah.
Watched a guy on the street in Dublin before we came up here, who had a song where a lot of it lent itself to being the same thing. So he built up a series of loops and the thing going, but then the song changed and then it changed back, and he was able to drop out of the loop and keep the song going for the new part and then jump back in with the loop.
So was he looping the second part as well?
No, he had a home player with him, so it was more than just dropping back.
Yeah.
So we had some versatility.
You see, that's okay. For example, that Folsom Prison Blues is the same sequence of chords the whole way through. You know, and sometimes you'll get a song that's not like that, and you'll have to drop out to do a chorus. For example, clear your lip. Perfect example of that would be Superstition, Stevie Wonder, because it's the same unto a certain spot, and then you've got the foot in the middle. So it's really. So this will be the verse, you know what I mean? So then you can sing. Very superstition, writings on the wall. Very superstition, the ladder's about to fall. So I'll just go straight to the bit. When you believe in things, so I'll stop it there and go. So that's the kind of the way that I would use it, you know. Sometimes you have to, unless you've got a multi-track looper. This is only a 2-channel looper, so. But I think that's what you mean, is it? Yeah. Because what happens is, thanks, Dan. That wasn't for me, but I'm hijacking. Oh, yeah, I was there.
Brother McGuinness.
No, I'm very disappointed, Dan.
Yeah, that could be amazing.
I would love a Guinness, Alistair. Thank you very much. I'll be up there now in a wee bit. Just stand on top of that piano. But that's the way I use the looper. It's a great tool for learning too. Sometimes I'd write a song on the looper if I get an idea, you know, and I would. And the best thing about this looper is that you can actually save your ideas onto the memory card, so you can come back to it later, and you can revisit the song that you were trying to work on. But that's all it is. There is some loops now that's would be more complicated to, you know yourself, Dan. If it's an odd time signature, if it was 6/8 or something, you're trying to count at the same time. But a straight 4/4 is very simple to loop. Any more questions or anything you want to hear? Or?
So your different settings in the pod, Davy? So
Yeah. So basically, yeah, what I have here, as I explained it to you, that's the line 6 pod. That's just my effects board. And at the moment, when I have it set for the acoustic sound, that's a dry nothing. What I do, I put a bit of reverb on. You can hear the reverb there tailing off. Another effect I have on it is the chorus. I don't use that many effects. I don't really need them when I'm doing the acoustic. You know, it's different if you're out playing with the band and you do a lot of cover songs and you need to get the right sound. But this is just that's my reverb, chorus. I have a delay. You can hear the. Just a very short delay, nothing too. I have a boost, just for a guitar solo to give me a little. Just takes me that a few decibels louder, just to cut above the mix. And I have the bass octave. So that's basically it for the acoustic side of things. That's all I use. I have an outboard octave pedal here as well. It's a polyphonic. Isn't that right? Polyphonic's the right word. It's polyphonic, I think it is. But and I would use it for certain songs because what it does. Switch me down. It'll put the bass on certain strings for me. Basically, that's what I'm doing. For example. You can hear the bass there on the lower strings. that's sometimes I would use that for certain songs. For example, what do we see? Hear the bass there coming through louder than the rest, you know. Sorry? I can sit it here. I can tell the pedal. Polyphonic, yeah. The one I have on the board's not polyphonic. It will just, if I play the bass on any string, it'll just play the bass. Yeah, it's a super octave OC3 boss pedal.
Super octave, that's how you're making it.
That's it. And what I do is I set it to polyphonic and I tell it what range that I want. It just fills things up. Well, I give up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. That's kind of where, for a nice ballady song, I'll do that. It's an OC3 boss pedal. I'm very old-fashioned. I like the old pedals and the old boss pedals. You can't beat them.
Whatever note you play, if you play two notes, it'll try and clash.
Yeah. Well. That's the board, but that's the board. Whereas I can set this one. I usually have it set for these two strings. Some pedals then out from the effects loop, like an overdrive pedal that I would use for different things, but that's basically it. So basically there's a few ways you can use a looper. You can use it the way I showed you when you were putting a drum beat in to keep the songs going and keep the crowd bouncing and to keep the whole thing. Dan knows what I'm talking about. And there's other ones then where you can spend a bit of time and make it your own and do your own thing. And I'm trying to think of songs here that would be a good example of the way. Again, what you mentioned, here's another song that you do so many verses and then in the chorus you have to drop out and come back in again. And sometimes it's hard. If you forget to do it, it's really embarrassing. But you kind of have to think. And then they say men can't multitask. That's nonsense, all right? Because obviously men can multitask. So, for example, if I was doing something like Hotel California, for example. This one would be a bit more awkward, but I kind of do this as a type of reggae. That's my volume pedal there, just in case you... My accelerator. So what I'll do if I'm doing this song, I'll put the whole verse of Hotel California in the song. there's your song. Now I'm doing that as I'm singing. I'll do that. But then again, I'll come in with the. What I'll do then is come in. It's in the memory now. Singing on a dark desert highway, so on and so on. All the smell of eucalyptus. So you can relax now because you know that that's looped, so I can focus on the singing. All right. And this is the bit that I'm talking about now. Welcome to the Hotel California. Such a lovely place, such a lovely place. Plenty of room at the Hotel California. Positively twisted. So that's a drop out and then a drop in again. But because there's only and there's no drum beat, you don't notice it as much. If you know, do you understand what I mean? It's welcome to the hook. You know, you're just, there's no beat behind it to make it look or make it sound empty. And that's the way I do it. Some songs you have to do that because, well, if you had the proper looper and about 10 pedals, but I haven't time for that. So you go. That's the way I would finish at the end. So that's one way you can do it. You have to a certain point, go with the loop, and then sometimes you have to cut out and do your own thing. But always remember to come back. So, any more questions? Oh well. That's acoustic. Everything I've done so far is acoustic. Yeah. Because I'm playing as if I'm doing my acoustic show, if you know what I mean. Don't forget to clear your lip. But sometimes I'll change it over to the electric guitar for that solo. That's the beauty of the Virtuo, because you can just do that. Right. What I've done there now, I've looped acoustic chords into that section of the Hotel. I'll just keep on the Hotel California here, just as. Now on my board I have another setting, and it's something like a Fender amp. It's a modeler. And what I'll do is flick this forward. I'm now on the Fishman pickups. And I might play the solo again. Straight away you can hear the difference from the acoustics, from the piezo under the Fishman. So you can do that if you want. You have that ability to do that just with a flick of the switch. And then you can get really... You can put a bit of overdrive on. Same guitar. So that's just me flicking from there to there. Now, that's just the way I use it now. Some people use it with 2 amps. And that's the beauty of the Virtuo. It's a stereo output, so you can have one cable going to an acoustic amp, and you can have one cable going to an electric amp. And when you flick it, it'll automatically change to you might have a preset on your electric amp. You flick this, there's no. But I just don't have 2 amps because I'm very lazy. And that's what I use there. So basically, I flick it forward, put on my amp, put on the Fishman pickups, and then I can flick back, and then acoustic again. So that's the way, one of the ways you can use it. Anybody questions? Any questions at all? Apart from Dan? Yes, Alistair? At the back of the room there?
Davy, could you maybe show them how to just blending from acoustic into piezo, put it in the middle of...
Yeah. Yeah, let me tune this up. As I say, I have new strings in this, especially. And I haven't even touched on the MIDI side of things yet. Personally, I have enough to think about. I don't need to do the MIDI as well. But you have the MIDI option as well. MIDI, yeah. So I'm going to show you now the difference. This is going through the acoustic setting. I'll put a bit of ambience on with it here. What do we see? That's just the acoustic, all right? Acoustic and electric. You can still hear the piezo sizzle there. You can still hear that nice. And then you've got your electric. You can already hear the nice piezo has. Can you hear that? That's a nice sound. Just a flick of the switch again. And back to the acoustic. Now I'm going to my Fender amp here again. Which is on here, it's not a fence. You know what I mean, it's a model around here. Now, on the Fishman Fluence pickups as well, this is your little, I'll explain again to you, this is your selector for the Fishman, here, and the piezo. So I'm moving it forward to the Fishman pickups now. This is the selector switch for the Fishman pickups. Bridge pickup, neck pickup. Both pickups, just like a standard. But you've also got pull pots. Yeah, that's right. This one here splits it. So you've got. Turn this up. You can hear the difference straight away. That's your standard Fishman, okay? Split. And this is a boost. It's like what's the official name for this, Alistair? We'll just make up one, will we? Yeah, what Alistair says there. You can hear how it gives it a little. So, on each pickup you have 3 different sounds. Basically, you've got the split, you've got the standard, the split, or the boost. And that works for both pickups. Anybody, anything else? Any questions, anything at all? Dan? Because I know you're itching to ask something. Look.
What's your favorite looping song that you like to do?
My favorite looping song?
Mine is Fruit Loops.
This is going to sound really strange, but I'll tell you what it is. It's Jolene by Dolly Parton. Seriously, it is. It is. Because you can loop it as you go along. Then you've got a section. I do a wee funny thing in the middle of it as well. And but all the time you're looping. All the time you're thinking of the lyrics, where your fingers are, where your feet are. You know, it's just really. So I'll do a verse and I'll show you what I mean. So what I'll do first of all, I'll try and get the rhythm in my head. So. So I'll start singing here now somewhere. Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Again, I'm just working along with the rhythm. Jolene, 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 please don't take him just because you can. So we'll do a few verses of that and then I'll loop something else up there. So that's the verse riff, if you know what I mean. Bass. I'll go off and some mad. Get the wah-wah on. Probably play something over the top of that now for a wee while just to amuse myself. So I've got the wah-wah going, so then I'll go into something like that. Staying alive, staying alive. Oh, 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 staying alive, staying alive. You have to help me. Oh, 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 staying alive, staying alive. Oh, 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 staying alive. Come on. Jolene, Jolene, Jolene. And you can stop and start when you want, you see, that's the whole. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Oh yeah. So that's the beauty of it. So that's a fun one because you're always thinking, yes, that's it. And that happens sometimes when you're looping as well. You might loop a certain sequence of chords, and when you're halfway through the song, you think of another song that has the same sequence of chords, and you can go off, and sometimes you make a mistake, and sometimes people laugh. But sure, hey, that's the beauty of playing live.
Once you drop a sequence into a loop, can you take that back out again, or once it's in?
I can undo one thing. There's an undo button on the, which is great if you make a mistake. You can undo the last one, that's correct. Yeah, and you press the pedal again and it brings the bass back in again. I'll do something I'll show you, I'll do something very quick. So there's a rhythm, I'll put a bass in. Bass out again. You hold the pedal again. You hold the pedal again, and it should come on again. But it only works, as you say, on the last loop that you recorded. So you're kind of restricted to that.
So if you had, say, put your rhythm together first. You did your chunk in, and you put some like bass drum on there, and you have your rhythm thing going on. Then you put in some like basic chords for the song. For most of the song, you had to move to a second part. You could just hold it down, drop out the chords you had, and you could still have your rhythm going.
Still have the rhythm,
so you
yeah.
do your second part.
You can, certainly.
That's another way you can use it.
In this case, you have to sort of hold it down, and then it takes a second to.
But the problem is you have to be more precise because you have to hold it down for so many seconds.
So the time is going to mess with you.
Yeah. You need to be ready. Please don't ask me to show you how to do this.
But because you hold it down, if it stops straight away, you'll be great. That'll be. But see that command off time there. But that's a bit. When I am doing a loop and doing the rhythm, I'll try and put as much stuff on the first track as I can, because if I put the bass in, then I can't undo. You know what I mean? I'll try and put the rhythm and the drums on one take, on one channel, so I don't have to take nothing out of it, you know. You can double. I don't do that at all. You can do that. I used to have a little pedal, a separate pedal that used to change the channels, you know. I found workarounds that doesn't suit me. It's just, you know, I have a lot to think about as it is, and then when you're getting older like me, you can't, you know. Sometimes it's hard to get everything. But for example, I'll give you another example of what I was saying about maybe you're doing a section of a song and you think of another song with the same chords and so on. So that happened to me one time, and I just went off on I'd done about 4 or 5 songs, and the one that just came to me as I was playing, and I do that now on the set as well. So but something like I started off with The Police, So Lonely. I'm sure you know So Lonely by The Police. So lonely. And it's got 4 chords. And it's the 4... I'm trying to remember the name of the band now. It was on YouTube, and they went through all the songs that have the same sequence of chords. You didn't see that? Axis of every... There's certain 4 chords, and all the hit songs have been made with these 4 chords. For example... Well, if I looped that, I have about 10,000 songs there. Like that's the way it works. Yeah. So, what I done first of all, I done So Lonely, which was like this. That's just E. That's E. B. C sharp. A. Now bear in mind I'm singing as I'm doing this. I don't, if you go to one of my shows, I'm not doing this for about an hour and then playing. I'm actually doing it as I'm going along, right? So we'll start off with that song. Well, someone told me yesterday, you know the song, sure, that when you throw your love away, you act as if you just don't care. Same chords. You look as if you're going somewhere. So lonely, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely. So I'm thinking to myself, well, hold on. You too as well. See the stone sit in your eye, see the thorn sting your side, and I wait for you. Sleight of hand and twist of fate, bed of nails she makes me wait, and I wait without you, with or without it. So there's two songs, same chords. Then you can do another song that doesn't have those chords, but you get away with it. And I'll see this one. And the Elvis fans in. Good man. That's me too. We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Oh, why can't you see what you're doing to me? When you don't believe a word I'm saying, yeah, yeah. We can't go on together with suspicious mind. We can't build our dreams on suspicious mind. So lonely, so lonely, so lonely. With or without you, so lonely, so lonely, so lonely. Oh, well, we're caught in a trap. So lonely, so lonely, so lonely. I'm in the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, the edge, yeah. So there's four songs, same chords, you can't go wrong. Just the four chords. So that's why I like looping, because every night's different. Every night you don't know what's going to happen.
So you're not running your vocal through the loop, are you?
No.
Okay.
I can.
Some people, I know you can.
I can, and there's some people that go. I don't do all that. No. I don't do that. No, I don't do that. No, this is no. I'm very old school, you know.
Is there any, on that looper, is there any degrading with each loop? Does the quality of the loop degrade as you add another? Okay.
No, it doesn't. No.
Can you go 4 beats and then 8 beats and then say 16 beats on 3 different successive loops? Or are you limited by 4 when you start with 4?
I'm limited to what I loop on. First of all,
Yeah.
I'm limited to I put on, even as you mentioned with the 2 tracks, if I don't loop for 4 bars, I have to do a loop for 4 bars on the second track. I can't do a loop for 8 bars on the second track. I still have to stay within the. No, now there is loopers that can do that. There is intelligent loopers.
Like
That's
there's
just,
a couple times when you're doing the rhythm where you put the rhythm on really fast, like, and you had that, and that was going on, and then you make the second one, I thought longer, but no, you're saying they're all the same.
they're all the same. They're all the same. They're all the same. Looping, the way I do looping's a funny way of doing it because, well, let me see if I can explain this. Some songs I might loop in 16 bars doing. because that's what's in the song, if you know what I mean. You know, I can't do 4 bars and then maybe the song's 16 bars because everything is going to be overlapping. It's really weird. It's funny. But that's why I like looping, because you can add more instruments and make it sound as if there's a band behind you, and you've got your bass guitar and you've got your drums and you've got your different beats. It's makes it interesting rather than standing. But I'd be a very rhythmic player anyway. Even without doing a drum beat, I would play songs like. That's the way I would play rhythm anyway, you know. Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. Yes, I know. I'll always. But that's something I've just learned to do because I've done so many solo shows, and you have to try and fill it out. So I would be a very. Always put that. Does that make sense? Yeah? Sorry? Yeah. Doing 4. Yeah. That's the way I'm thinking. That's because I started as a drummer. That's basically, yeah. I was a drummer, and then I'm on a move. I've never reached the max yet. I know on it now, but there is certain ones now you've got 40 seconds, and there's certain ones you've got 20 seconds, and you have to try and get your song. I think that just goes on until you just run out of steam, really. Yeah, you can, yeah. I've actually, you know what? I don't even know what half of them are.
You gotta go down there and change them though, to pay.
Oh yeah, that's it. There's loops on here and somewhere. Maybe I've them cleared. But that's what happens. I don't usually save them anyway. I like doing them live. You know, I don't like having a pre-made loop and then just going to do it, because I feel that's cheating. So that's basically the way I use a looper. There's other looper guys out there, and they're way up here. But I'm just used to this here. This is just my wee looper that I've had for years, and it does the job. I think anyway, it does. It fills it out. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I had. Well, the one I had before that was the earlier version of that. It still had 2 pedals, but I know I've seen one there on the internet now this size with 8 pedals or something. And I'm going, no. I'll be like Michael Flatley in Riverdance. That's what I'll be like. So I says no. So that's basically it, guys. I know it wasn't anything too spectacular, but that's just the way I use it, and it's a fun thing to do. Looping's a fun thing to do. It's great for writing songs and learning songs or putting down a rhythm and working out little guitar bits over the top of it. It's good, you know. Much like the high vibe too that's on this. You can do that in high vibe as well. You can put a loop on and play a wee bit over. But that's the way I like it. It makes it interesting, and I feel the audience too appreciates it. Although half the time they think you're miming. You're not even playing that guitar. And then I have to stop and tell them what I'm doing. Basically what I'm doing here now in the middle of the show. And then they go, oh, I see. Sometimes I read the crowd and I see if I see somebody going, he's not playing that guitar there at all. So I go, right. So what I'm doing, guys, is, you know, because I can see where they're coming from too. You know, this rhythm's going somewhere, and I'm doing something different, and they're probably going, what's going on there? So that's it. Any more questions, guys? All the time. All the time. all the time. Because it just depends. Sometimes I'll go like this, and sometimes I'll go like this. And then sometimes it depends how many of those, you know, that's going on in the show. Thankfully I haven't fallen yet, but I had a few stumbles now, to be fair. So, anything else, guys? That's basically it. That's just the way I do it, and that's just the way I use it, and hopefully it's of use to you. You've picked up something. Free falling, all right. Tom Petty. Any Tom Petty fans in? I'm good to go. Loves Jesus and America too. She's a good girl, crazy about Elvis, loves horses and America too. It's a long day living in Reseda. There's a freeway running through the yard. I'm a bad boy, but I don't even mess. I'm a bad boy. You ready? Breaking her heart, and I'm free. And I'm free. All the vampires walk through the valley, move west down to Boulevard, and all the bad standing in the shadow, and all the good girls are home with broken hearts, and I'm free. Glide down over Mulholland. I wanna ride on name in the sky. I'm gonna free fall out in the night. I'm gonna leave the world for a while. And I'm free. folks. See you later on, all right? See you later on, all right? See ya.